solar eclipse of that year, smack in the middle of the two crisscrossing solar eclipses, which we call the Great American Solar Eclipse. It happens to cross America, and it happens to make an X mark on the continent of America. On December 18, the House of Representatives voted to impeach Trump for a second time.
April 22nd, 2021.
That, of course, failed. So on January 6th, Congress accepted the vote, and there were some peaceful protests, but also some people who broke through the line in the Capitol.
No accumulation
they actually
yet.
did not break through, because if you look on the videos, they actually were allowed in by the police. And a lot of strange things
This is
happened
about
that day.
2 hours
It would be no exaggeration for me to call December
after part
14th
1.
the death of American democracy. The world watched as
Off and on
Washington,
today,
D.C.
it's
was
been
surrounded by walls.
flurries,
And how
but
ironic, because the
this is the
Democrats
first
said
time
they
it's
would
really
not fund
gotten
a wall
going good
to
again.
protect America's border. And yet, a wall was erected to protect the politicians of Washington, D.C. How hypocritical was that? And we watched that, and to me, it reminded me of the Red Square. That kind of restriction, that kind of barricade. The people were not allowed into the people's house. Soon after Biden came into office, you saw the stark contrast. In Trump's America,
I forgot this has got a screen in it.
Soleimani, the #1 terrorist, the Iranian general, was eliminated. In Trump's America, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, they were hunted down and killed. But in Biden's America, you know who's so offensive? Dr. Seuss. You won't allow your children to read Dr. Seuss anymore. Mr. Potato can no longer be Mr. Potato, because gendered designations of male, female, they're all offensive in Biden's America. It's leftist lunacy. You can't call Mr. and Mrs. You're not supposed to call father and mother. Your biological parents are supposed to be parent #1, parent #2. And this just happened hours ago. The Democrats have already kicked off the push to pack the Supreme Court with 4 new justices. They want to pack the Supreme Court and raise the number of justices from 9 to 13. Now, strangely, I have to say, when the Democrats said the Supreme Court is broken, I really hate to agree with them, but this time, I have to agree. I have to agree. Even though their motive is not about justice, their motive is not about fairness, this is just a power grab. This is just them trying to amass power to the Democrats. And yet I believe that they're right in this case, because when
Getting windy
SCOTUS,
too.
or the Supreme Court, refused to hear a constitutional matter brought forth about the election results in 4 states, I do believe that the Supreme Court failed to do its job.
Have you ever heard of a coffee shop millionaire? You know, the people you see relaxing at the coffee shop and working on their laptops all day, but then you see them leave and they drive off in a $250,000 sports car. You ever want to know how they do it? Well, if not, go ahead, skip this video. I apologize for the interruption. But if you do want to know, then keep watching, and in the next 60 seconds, I'm going to teach you the fastest way that I have found to become...
So you now have this turmoil going on in America. You have many policies that are being pushed through very quickly that are clearly anti-Christ, anti-Christian, anti-church, anti-Bible. But America's problems are just beginning. And the eclipses warn Americans of this, that you need to get serious about your faith. You need to pray in a different way. You cannot let evil overtake the nation. But it's more than what's going on in America. Europe is planning a great reset. If I can name or rename the American eclipse, I would call it now the American Reset Eclipse.